I'm getting mad. Hello, you lovely people! Welcome back to our van life transformation series. This is our first ever van build, and we wanted to take you on a journey with us from start to finish. Okay, so what are we gonna do in this vlog? I'm glad you asked. I really wanted to do the ceiling, but then I looked around the van and I saw that we're not there yet. So we're gonna do the ceiling, but at the end of the vlog, so keep watching to see how that all turned out. But let's start with some small project first. We know that YouTube is a diverse place, so fear not if you're not fluent in Slovene. Just make sure that your subtitles are on and you're good to go. As you can imagine, there's not a whole lot of space in our living room in a van, but we wanted to have it as spacious as possible. The first thing that we needed to do was to wave goodbye to our partition wall and then find a swivel seat that's gonna be comfortable for our co-pilot Nusha. V bistvu se mi zdaj že ful modi, moram hitro tole pospraviti. Tole, ki smo zadnjo delali. Evo, tele tlakovce, ki smo not delali. Zato, ker gre cela ta klop zdaj ven. Not pa pride tisti vrtljiv zdic, ki sva vpisovala že tlele gornik, v vlogu številka 1. Ej, Nuša, eno kavo, prosim. Ne, čist drugo je, ker ni tle stene vmes, da se lahko ti odzad stegneš, noro. Prej si imel občutek, da si v avtu, ker je bila pač stena, pa ni nič donel pa tako. Zdaj, ki je pa odzad vse odprt, pa res veš, da je tak večji prostor, da si v večjem prostoru. No. Dobar, dej, gremo. Zamujam. Pejdi, buddy, gremo malo na sprehod, bil si dolg cajta zdaj na mir. As we searched for someone to install our front swivel seat, we stumbled upon Upholstery Sandi, prompting me and our buddy to pay him a visit. I just wanna dance for the hell of it. Wanna take a chance for the thrill of it. Wanna raise my hands cause I'm feeling it. Are you feeling this? Oh, you only got one life, so make it feel. Evo, tole je pa moj star pridelal, moj star Sandi. Ajde, ajde malo, no. Še. Bravo.
Če dela. Hvala.
Hudo. Čist zakon. Če predeluješ v Sloveniji kombi, moraš imeti tudi en papir za vgradnjo sedeža, tako da to tudi Sandi zrihta. A je tako, Sandi, daš tudi papir za vgradnjo? Daj, kva delal, nov zdic reže, majster. Lukno.
Kdorkoli pa želi, pa lahko zmontiramo še eno roko naslon, da ima vsak sedež 2 roka naslon.
Bravo. Petka, to je to. Sem mogel najprej pogruntati, ko se to okolo vrnemo, to je to. Zakon. Tlele lepo računalnik, pa gremo delati. Bravo, Sandi, dobro zrihtov. Takole, evo, zdic je narejen, profesionalno ugrajen. Tale papir tukaj tudi potrjuje, da na homologaciji nav problemov. Tako da, lej, za vse v Sloveniji ali pa izven Slovenije, Tapetništvo Sandi, pokličte ga, majster je zaseden skozi, ampak vam bo naredil top. Lej, koliko je zdaj še le placa, lej, to. Pa tlele vmes Fredi, poj. Wof. Ajde, hop. Ja, lej, kaj nožja. Fredi, gled. Jaz mislim, da sta oba dva vesela. Lej, ko se pa Fredi takole vleže, pa mislim, da to pomeni, da je to njegov dom.
Sam damo še noter pošte preblazine.
Sam še elektriko, pa vodo, pa korit, pa vso pohištvo, vse. Sam še to.
Fredi, ha?
Ko je pa to dober, kaj zdic noter. V glavnem, veliko stvari sem naredil pa jih na koncu nisem čisto zaključil, sem malo pustil kakšno stvar, te malenkosti, no, v bistvu. Tako da sem danes lotil teh zaključkov, ker če jih danes znam, jih bom pač enkrat drugič mogel. Najprej bom tole plastiko dol dal, zato da vidim, če lahko pride kakšna lepša stvar, ne vem, les ali pa kaj takega. Ni dosti žgancev bilo danes. Me prav zanima, ko je pritrjen tole od spodaj. Ali pa daj, da vidim, če je na YouTubeu kaj, kako se to dol sname, pojma nimam. How to remove the plastic shelf and headliner in a van. A headliner. Didn't know this is a headliner.
So, let's try to remove this thing. And hopefully I can get the roof up there again.
Okay, after a short YouTube search, YouTube is saying that I have to remove all of this to get to 3 or 4 bolts. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's way too much work for this plastic that doesn't even bother me that much. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Lej to, kak lepo nekdo skrbi za mene. Hvala, Nuša. Uroče. Ko sem jaz debil. Piha. Uroče. Nope, še zmer prevroče. Bomo malo počakali. Ja, zdaj sem se tudi odločil, ko hočem narediti tale box nad kabino gor. Jaz sem zdaj verjetno s tem malo matral, zate pa to pomeni. Evo, narejen. I had to switch to a smaller drill gun as mine did not fit into the tight space in the van. Jaz moram še ovčjo volno dati odzad. Skoraj sem pozabil, jaz moram prvo ovčjo volno dati odzad, preden začnem tele gor dajati, ker pa mi je ful teži. Bo dalo. Another small project was this custom aluminium thresholds that I made out of recycled aluminium scraps that already came with the van. Evo, takole, če jaz zdaj tele dva boksa, ki sta bila prej nad kolesi, razstavim, lahko poberem tele aluminijaste, ker to ni glih najbolj pocena, ne? In to je low budget build, tako da treba izkoristiti vse, kar imamo. I think it's pretty good. Ensuring the longevity of our beloved van, our body, we had to take time to protect the undercarriage of the van with wax. Sosed Matej mi je predlagal, da bi zaščitila podvozje kombija, pa te pač kanalčke tle pri kraj z voskem, zato da ne začne rjavet, ker sem slišal, je menda kar pogost pojav pri avtodomih, tako da po mojem najbolj, da zrihta zdaj on tole.
while I was jamming on some other music, but can't really show you because of copyright strike, so just dance with me. Oh, and I also painted our new partition wall and some other stuff. Oops.
I think it's about time to start with the ceiling. But yeah, that's actually the reality of van build. In order to start with something, you have whole bunch of other stuff that you have to do first. No, tale fleha tlele je najen strop, največja fleha se pa pride na konč še na mala. Tlele sem si že zamarkiral te 3 lučke, ki pridejo in zdaj treba to luknje narediti. Problem pa je, da od zunaj dež pada na polno, da od zunaj ne morem tega delati. Tukaj je cela miza zasedena in je to glih na frišno pofarban. Tako da to tudi odpade. In edina rešitev je, da tole tako stoji. And let me just tell you, when it came to the ceiling, I made one mistake after another. I feel like I was so sloppy because I had a lot of my mind at that time and I was also in a hurry to finish the build. So I made some mistakes that I wouldn't normally do. As you've seen, it all started great with cutting holes for the lights and test fitting plywood ceiling sheet. Evo, strop imam noter, oziroma testno je noter. Že vnaprej sem vedel, da ta vezana plošča, ki je 2 metra pol dolga, ne bo prišla čez cel kombi takole. In ta zadnji del je treba pač nekako pogruntati, kako to zapreti, ne? In sem itak, ker je to low budget build, sem probal to zapirati z ostanki, ampak ne priporočam. Ker ene stvari so pač bolj, da daš denar, pa si ne kompliciraš življenja. In to je ena izmed teh, tako da bom siguren to vse dol pobral, ta zadnji del, ker so pač kombi ima neke krivine, ni to nič ravnega. Tako da nek ti 2 mm striže, na koncu pride luknja 1 cm in zdaj pa koš ti to zaprl, da v lepo. Tako da ni vreden, raje dam malo več denarja, zdaj pa kupam novo ploščo, da to zaprem. Now I have to cut the wire and strip the wire and do all the electricity for lighting, like for ceiling lights. You can go check YouTube channel Explore His Life, where they explain everything in details how to wire them, and if I mess that up, it's their fault. There was no problem with wiring either. It actually started with installation, but let's just call them small hiccups. Since I didn't have proper tools, small setbacks were expected. Life is like a box of threads, colorful threads. You never know which one to pick. Let's start with this one. Now, after I already did like a quarter of the van, I realized it would be better to use black thread because I can see it. The white, I just don't see it on a white surface. As you can see, plan A clearly didn't work. I failed miserably, but I've got plan B and also plan C and maybe even plan D. Hopefully plan B works. Luckily this mistake did not cost a lot of money, but it did take quite some time. Just a little bit of threads and that's it. I obviously can't do that by myself, so Nusha. Well, the majority is done. We actually end up doing plan C, which would be a plan A from the start, but I didn't have proper tools. That's why I couldn't do that. So then later I just borrowed that tool from the neighbor and it went way faster and way easier. So yeah, if you ever do your own van build, make sure you have proper tools or good neighbors. You may not know this just by looking me painting in this frame, but this was my first mistake. And no, the mistake was not the color of the paint, we actually wanted black ceiling. You know what? We need to tell you our plan first. Okay, I just wanted to get this piece of scrap from our flooring, and of course it was on the bottom of the pile. Ah, come on! That's when you know you need more space.
And you need to lose some weight.
Yeah, I need to do some push-ups. Okay, let's go. So as you can see behind me, we already painted this big sheet of plywood, poplar plywood black. And because we're gonna be doing slatted ceiling, we obviously got those slats. That's also poplar plywood. It's 8 millimeters thick. That one is 5 millimeters thick, and it's 8 centimeters wide. Why, you may ask? That's why. We're gonna need to put to fit those ceiling lights inside here, just like that. Do you see it?
We're going to paint them in this color, temni hrast, known as dark oak. We chose this kind of color because this is our flooring in our van. We actually saw a really good video on this theme. Their channel is called Van Life Sagas. We really recommend them. Their really good and simple rule is that everything that is in horizontal should be in the same color. With that I mean ceiling, flooring and countertops.
So to recap, these slats are gonna be in this color and they're gonna go to that sheet of plywood over there, and that's gonna go on the ceiling of the roof. Make sense?
And everything is going to be made by Jura.
By the way, we don't know whether this color is gonna turn out exactly like our flooring, but I guess we're all in for a ride. I was so right with this prediction. Although I realized immediately that is not the color we wanted, I still painted all the slats with it because time was not on our side with building a van. And I just thought it may need, you know, another layer or two, and then it will be more like dark oak. But no, it stayed orangey, and that was mistake number 2. Going back, I would definitely go grab different color right away, but I guess we will have to save some time elsewhere since we spent way too much time with painting the ceiling. So it's the next day, they're all dried up, and as you can see they're kind of like orangey. I don't know how to describe it. Although it's supposed to be dark oak, that's definitely not dark oak. So then we reckon maybe if we do the second layer, that's gonna be better. Wrong again. It is a little bit darker though, but if that's all a little bit orangey, this one is a little bit reddish, I would say. And it's still not close to being the same. So now we're gonna try to do this chestnut color. I can just hear you guys screaming at the screen. You fool, test the color first. I hear ya. I guess I'm gonna have to sand all of those down. And also, this thing, it's not much better. It is a little bit more brownish, but it's not the right brown. That's not the same color as on a can. When you're building a van, it's really nice, really neat to have hardware store 5 minutes away from us. So I just went and grabbed the third color, because obviously we don't like the first one, we don't like the second one, that's the second one. Well, it's not so much that we don't like it, it's just that it's not similar to our flooring. So that's the problem, and we can't change flooring now because there's stuff already inside. And it's already cut to size, so we don't want to change all that. We just have to find the right color for our ceiling, but it's becoming pain in our asses. So now we're gonna try with Nussbaum. Before painting them with Nussbaum color, I needed to sand those slats down. As you know, this is tedious process, so if you're grateful we don't let you suffer through any of this process, please subscribe to our channel and comment what kind of content do you enjoy watching the most. There's a lot of dust in here. Oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Come on! Hopefully this time is gonna be the right color, because I'm gonna be very mad if I'll have to send that again. This time at least I tested it, so it should be good. Yeah, so Nusha just called me that lunch is ready, so I'm gonna jump up and eat something and then be all fresh for the ceiling, I guess. I just wanted to share with you that those are the things that Nusha does for a van, because I don't have time, or maybe I would, but it would take a lot of time for me to go up and cook something and just start working on a van. Yeah, I just wanted to share that that's what she does for our van, or for this situation of ours. Just so you know, because we don't share that in a vlog usually, because it's boring for you guys. Did you manage to figure out what was my first mistake? Yeah, that's right. I painted the wrong side of plywood sheet black.
Gyure, how do you feel?
Real stupid. How do I feel? Real stupid. Because we have to do all of this shit again. The fun part is that I actually marked where should I put the holes and stuff like that, and then I kind of forgot about it and I painted the bottom side. I feel so stupid right now, can't even explain. Mad at myself as well, and that's just gonna prolong the time of our build. I thought that we're gonna install it today, but that's not gonna happen, obviously.
Everything's gonna be alright. Don't you worry about a thing.
It will be when we're gonna be in Albania chilling on a beach. Then everything's gonna be alright. After I slept through the night, I woke up so ready to finish the ceiling. So I quickly painted the other side of plywood sheet black and start mounting slats using silicone and screws. Repeated everything with the back piece where the window is, and now after all these mistakes and delays I was finally ready to install the ceiling. And that's the last one, the last piece. Now we just have to put it in, dust it off, and that's it. And that was the easy part. Everything was ready and for once it went smooth like butter. The ceiling is not extremely heavy, but I still didn't hold back with screws. You know, you can never have too many screws. Because I didn't know exact location for our upper cabinets, I just left this blank space on each side of the ceiling. But overall, despite all the hiccups, we really like how the ceiling and swivel seat turned out. That's it for this one, guys, but don't miss our next vlog in Van Life series, in which I'll explain our water system setup. We're gonna start closing the walls, and who knows, maybe we start designing tabletop.
What kind of cocktail would you like, huh?
Which means ceilings.
Za YouTube snijam, veš, malo kanal.
No, včeraj sem te videl gor, jaz sem rekel, taj meni nekaj zna, ne veš gor dol.
Lej te bedra.